Life is sometimes far from a walk in the park.
Miss Johnson, you doing okay?
That dark mark you see is my brain hemorrhaging. Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, and oh wait, that's me, your pilot. Does this woman look familiar to you?
No.
Have you seen this woman? Take a good look.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen her?
No.
Well, I'm calling her the Wawa Bandit. Woo! What's an adventure without a oops? Yikes.
You don't want to hear oops up in a tree. Like
Yeah,
that's got to be the last word you want to hear.
So my GoPro actually falls off my helmet. Oh no. It was an emotional bail reduction hearing for the anti-drug activist busted with an arsenal of weapons headed into the Holland Tunnel. John Cramsey has now been in jail for more than 2 months. And for the first time today, he was able to tell the judge exactly why he's so driven to help others after losing his own daughter to a drug overdose.
This past Saturday was the hardest day I spent the past 2.5 months in there. My daughter would have turned 21 years old. I couldn't even light a candle for her. It has been hard as hell in there.
And there was a lot of passion coming from John Cramsey's attorney, James Lisa, as he pleaded for the judge to lower bail, which was initially set at $75,000 cash in its entirety. His attorney pointed out that he had nearly a dozen supporters in the courtroom and that Cramsey has no criminal background. He says this is just a dad who lost his daughter trying to do the right thing.
He buried his daughter in February. I've seen the tears in his eyes when talking about it. This man is not a violent person. This man is not a vigilante. He's a man who's trying to deal with the loss of a daughter to heroin.
After some back and forth between the state and the defense, the judge changed bail to $175,000 cash or bond.
Yeah, there's a likelihood he's going to be out in the next 24 hours.
Already, friends were discussing posting bond for John Cramsey. He has not yet been indicted and is facing a number of drug and weapon charges. We will continue to chase this story. You can follow me on Twitter at @ChasingAshleyJ. Does this woman look familiar to you?
No.
Have you seen this woman? Take a good look.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen her?
No.
Well, I'm calling her the Wawa Bandit. Well, I didn't get very far in my pursuit of the Wawa thief, but police did, and the bandit has owned up to what she's done. Police say 48-year-old Rebecca Julian was arrested in Wilmington, Delaware, and admitted to stealing bags of Wawa coffee that looked just like this, and then taking them to another location and returning them and getting cash. Police say she's hit up Wawas in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. She has about $3,000 from coffee bags. Yeah.
It has to be going on for a while if she keeps on getting away with it.
Maybe she's trying to get famous. And it's working. What do you think?
What's going through my mind? It's hot. Don't drink coffee, drink water.
They should lock her up. Stealing coffee just isn't right.
That's kind of dangerous. My adrenaline is still racing after my tree climbing adventure at Grandma's Tree Farm in Jackson, New Jersey with world champion tree climber Mark Chisholm. He is a third-generation arborist and has held records for climbing trees all over the world. My face lit up when I noticed he brought me a pink helmet. I was like, yay! I could put my life on the line for this.
That's all it took?
Yeah.
Good fit, huh?
Oh, yeah. Woo! Now, I trusted Mark with my life. I've been able to fly a plane. Wow, we're off. I've rappelled before.
So that's not a problem.
No, yeah, I'm not afraid of heights. Then it was time to put things in full gear.
You go up in the tree once in a while, you can just flip it up. You know, you can just go, don't grab the lens, which is on your left hand.
Okay, this is the expert tree filmer right here. We've got Paul. Okay, we've got drones. We've got it all.
Yeah, you just put one foot through here and then the other foot through there. Comfy. It's in like a seatbelt almost. Oh, it's perfect.
After a quick lesson from Mark, he went up in the tree first, made sure it was okay.
And away we go.
It was a black oak tree, which he said was about 90 to 100 years old, a good sturdy tree. He removed all those dead branches, and it was my turn.
It's all right, don't worry. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull.
What on earth am I doing? Oh my God.
Just go ahead and grab above it and keep pulling. There you go.
Oh my
This is the
God.
hard part, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Did you ever think you'd stand on a limb this small?
No.
Looking up in a tree?
Never. Woo. What's an adventure without a oops? Yikes.
You don't want to hear oops up in a tree. Like
Yeah,
that's got to
well,
be the last word you want to hear.
So my GoPro actually falls off my helmet. Oh no. Oh no. And thank God I had Paul, our lovely Paul there. He ran over, grabbed the GoPro.
GoPro went boom.
And Mark is such a pro. He was able to catch the GoPro while he was
Really?
hanging from the rope.
Ready, what?
Yep.
Oh my God.
How's that? That should be an interesting cut. All right.
GoPro, you're back. I am really excited to say that I made it up 3 stories. Oh,
You know,
relaxing.
it's peaceful, but it's
high
hard
up
work.
are
You're probably about 25 feet off the ground, or almost 30, so close to 2.5 stories off the ground.
Oh my God. When you get up there, it's just like a relaxing experience to be up there with Mother Nature, even though your life is on the line.
And then once you get to the ground, put your feet down and stand up.
I made it. Wow.
All right.
Mark, thank you. We made it.
We did it. Nice job.
Oh.
No clips inside your brain.
No clips. Perfect. Life is sometimes far from a walk in the park.
Miss Johnson, you doing okay?
That extra state savings will go. In order to live in the present, Ashley Johnson, Fox 26 News. You have to confront your past. It all started when I was 12, diagnosed with a condition called AVM, arteriovenous malformation, an abnormal connection between my arteries and veins.
It's something we're born with, most AVMs. It's a birthmark. Many of us don't know we have it, but they can cause either seizures or brain hemorrhages.
Despite that dire prognosis, doctors decided not to operate. But several years later, when I was 23, the condition worsened. Here's the evidence. Look closely. That dark mark you see is my brain hemorrhaging. The result, a stifling headache, too much to bear. I couldn't even walk.
Yours was probably much more difficult because you had a hemorrhage, which is out of the blue, you're sick, you're in the hospital a long time. Much more of our surgeries are elective where we know it's going to happen.
Brain surgery was my only option. Doctors cut through my skull and removed the damaged part of my brain. 6 years later, an appointment with Dr. Dong Kim, a world-renowned neurosurgeon at Memorial Hermann Hospital. He's the man who saved Congresswoman Gabby Giffords.
So there's 2 questions that we're dealing with for you, Ashley, as you know. One is there any evidence that your AVM has come back? And do we need to worry about that? And then the other is, are you having some fluid buildup in your brain?
The big test, an MRI. Doctors recommend one every 5 years after neurosurgery, and now it's time for my checkup.
Ultimately, we want patients to be better off. Just like you had 2 hemorrhages, and after surgery, now you don't have to worry about it anymore.
That was the answer to my prayers.
Getting back to a normal life is the best thing.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr.
Great.
Kim.
Nice to see you.
I know, thank you. Oh. Till this day, I get chills thinking about what I went through, and from an emotional standpoint, many people deal with their surgery in their own way. For me, it's having an outlet such as writing or ballet, which you guys all know, but I can't believe I just shared that. We're glad you did.
Yeah, I
You're
can't
helping a lot of
imagine.
people.
I can't imagine going through a brain surgery. I know it was 6 years ago, and you have to have these regular updates, and this is the first one you've had.
It is, and it's just amazing that I'm here in the medical center with the most world-renowned, like one of the most world-renowned neurosurgeons, and he was so calm, and he just really made me feel at ease because I was really nervous